Kemarin kayak ambil wadah hamil itu so. Jadi awal awal calu calu.
हाँ हाँ हमारे कॉलेज
લખેલી બની શકે નક્કી
આપણે જે માર્કેટિંગ અને એ લોકોનો
કેમ
ખબર નહીં એ લોકોનો ત્રણેય સબ્જેક્ટ આપવાનો એચઆર માર્કેટિંગ અને ફિનાન્સ ત્રણેય સબ્જેક્ટ ને
અરે ઉપર બે લખેલા છે ને
પણ તો પણ એ લોકોએ કમ્પ્લીટ ત્રણ કરાયા છે એ છોકરાને 8 પેપર આપવાના
છેલ્લા દાડા તો પછી આપણી પ્રેક્ટિકલ એક્ઝામ લેટ જાય
દવાથી વહી જાય ને તો
ના ના એટલે એક એનું પેપર હોય છેલ્લા દાડે આમાં તમારું આમાં નથી આ લોકો છેલ્લા એનું પેપર છેલ્લું છે એચઆર તો એક દિવસ આપણે વધારે મળશે કરે છે આપણે
હા સર
थोड़ी बार में फोन करूँ, थोड़ी बार में फोन करूँ।
तीन मत बैठो ना, दो बैठो।
Guest has almost arrived, so everyone please pay attention and keep your mobile phones on silent mode.
कैमरा बाहर से बेटा है, बाहर से दिखाएंगे आप, देखेंगे पिकअप का संकेत लेंगे।
Sir, please. मैं ले लेती हूँ। To improve the golden moment of opportunity and catch the good that is in our reach, it is the great art of life. A very good morning, galaxy of intellectuals, invited guests, professors, ladies and gentlemen present over here. Thank you for joining us. I, Dr. Farhana Qureshi, on behalf of Srimati S.B. Patel, Institute of Business Management, SPU, welcome you all to the 5 days International Faculty Development Program on Challenges in Management Education in the context of Industry 4.0. We thank our Honorable President, Shri Prakash Patel Sir, Honorable Provost, SPU Dr. Praful Kumar Udani Sir, Honorable Registrar, SPU Dr. Parimal Trivedi Sir, Honorable Director, Technical and Paramedical Courses and Principal SPCE, Dr. H.N. Shah Sir, for extending their constant support and motivation in organizing this event. We would also like to extend our gratitude towards our esteemed guests for gracing the occasion by their presence and sparing their valuable time. Our university anthem is our pride. So now I request you all to kindly rise for the SPU anthem.
सदा तू करे साकर चंद पटेल यूनिवर्सिटी तारी यश कीर्ति जन हर साकर चंद पटेल ज्ञान खोजनी लहरी यौवन माधुरी विद्या के भगी नगर निहार छे बने तो चार छे आवार सामने कभी तो विश्लेषणा ज्ञान कर्मनो दीप जले सेवा संसार लुट झोल खिले मानवता में लीलाती तेरा
You all. While we aim high, let us remember the power of Supreme and invoke the blessings of Almighty. I request all the dignitaries to come forward for the pragatya. Thank you, dignitaries. Thank you, dignitaries. One of the marvelous things about community is that it enables us to welcome and help people in a way we could not do as individuals. Felicitation is important to others and motivation for the one who are being felicitated. So let us honor the dignitaries and call Honorable President SPU Shri Prakash Patel sir to facilitate our guest of honor and keynote speaker, Mr. Prashant Karma, with token of love. Thank you, sir. Now I would request our Honorable Provost, SPU Dr. Praful Kumar Udani sir, to felicitate our guest of honor and keynote speaker, Dr. Pratik Kanchal, with token of love. Thank you, sir. Now I request our beloved Dr. G.R. Patel sir to welcome our Honorable President SPU, Shri Prakash Patel sir, with a token of love. Thank you so much, sir. Small cheers and great welcome makes a merry feast. On this remark, with utmost pleasure, I now request Dr. H.N. Shah sir, Director Technical Paramedical Courses and Principal SPC, to welcome the wonderful gathering.
Good morning, one and all present here. Our young dynamic and our source of inspiration, Sri Prakash Bhai Patel, President of the SPU and Chairman of NSBTM Trust, our Honorable Provost, Dr. Udani sir, J.R. Patel sir, our guest, Dr. Sarma ji, and our guest of honor, Dr. Kanchan ji, other dignitaries on the dais, all participants, and my colleague. First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Jayshree Datta for arranging for such a wonderful 5-day activity, in which I'm very eager to announce the statistics. Almost from across the India, more than 228 participants have registered, and out of that, around 130 participants are from the Gujarat and remaining from the rest of the India. And of course, we got the very good response from the different universities of Gujarat and across the India. That is, HNGU is the maximum participation. Hemachandra North Gujarat University, then Savitri Phule Pune University, MS University Baroda, then Monarch University, Motherhood University, Sandeep University. So across the India, we got the response, and of course that is a very short time. Dr. Datta did all these things within the 10 days of time, right? And of course that may be the reason of very good speaker, eminent speaker. And if you see the list of the speakers, so many 3 or 4 I think speakers are from the globe. Actually, one is from the USA, one is from the Nigeria, one is from the Malaysia even, and of course very good universities. Vice Chancellor is also going to give the good talk even from this entire India. And of course, this is a good initiation by the Faculty of Management. So I'm congratulating Dr. Sarma also for supporting Dr. Datta for arranging such kind of thing. I'm on behalf of Faculty Patel University. I'm welcoming you all in this wonderful campus of more than 84 acres of land. Find this campus is having the different values actually. We are believe strongly is a charitable trust, and this is in a philanthropic way. We are working here, and here we are nurturing the different learning attitude and research attitude personally here, and we are providing the platform here. So I'm inviting all the good peoples across the India, across the world, for to play the role here in this campus. No doubt, it's right now it's a hybrid mode. So many people are sitting on the right now in the hybrid mode, and many people are here. So you just come here and take the support of whatever the infrastructures we have, and all the infrastructure of whatever the facilities are here. That is because of the our honorable President sir. Every time he is ready to give the good support to the faculty and for the society also. So at the end of the day, definitely the all participants will get this some benefited from this all the talk. So thank you once again for arranging such a wonderful talk, and I'm very much welcome to all the participants in this campus. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving ahead, as pessimists complain about the wind, an optimist tries to change it, and a leader adjusts the state. With utmost pleasure, I now request Honorable Provost SPU Dr. Praful Kumar Udani sir to grace the occasion through his words of wisdom. Please sir.
Engineer Prakash Bhai Patel, President of University, our esteemed guest for today's technical session. My colleague on the dais, faculty members and dear students. The name is, what is the impact of Industry 4 on management education? The Industry 1 was driven by the steam engine invention, a simple task. The Industry 2 started with electricity and mass production, also a simple task. Industry 3 had impressive impact on education, which was ICT and automation, but still complexity was limited. Industry 4 is extremely demanding in skill set, in flexibility, and many more avenues. So management graduate, they have to have their core understanding. Managerial skill is required because you are graduating for management school. So the managerial skill is important. Yes, definitely. If you are specializing in the marketing, sales, production, operations, HR, finance, all skills are essential, definitely. But in today's world, Industry 4 operations are very complex. Basically, it is connecting physical world and the cyber world. Issues are many. As I said, driver for Industry 1 was only steam engine. For Industry 2, it was invention of electricity. 3 was ICT and internet. There is no one or single driver for Industry 4. Additive manufacturing, AI/ML, cyber security, big data analytics, these are all complex tasks and skills required when you are coming out from a management schools or graduating from any university having a management program. So you have to have a good balance of your core managerial skill. As I said, HR, finance, whatever it may be, but you have to have a good understanding of technology component also. Many institutions, and we are also planning to offer a specialization, maybe in near future, technology management. So you have to have a good understanding of technology management. First 2 semesters, you may understand everything which is required as a part of management program. But 3rd semester, few who are interested in doing this task, definitely will have a choice for you in future, a 6-month program, specialization with technology management. So Industry 4, as I said, is a connected world, cyber physical world is connected, and everything should not happen at one place, from one source. Same is true for management program as of today. Everything cannot be delivered in classroom. That is a lesson we have to learn from the Industry 4 technology. As a student, as a teacher, classroom interaction has a 30% component, maybe 40%. You need to learn from your field exercise, you need to learn from your internship programs, and field exercise should be planned in such a way so that when you are graduating out from the schools, you are ready to absorb Industry 4 complexities and you are able to deliver. It's not a simple task. Industry 4 is not a simple task. Even a supply chain management, if somebody is doing a wonderful job, we are spending nearly 8 to 10% of the product cost in supply chain management. China is only 2%. And that is possible because of Industry 4 technology. We have expert today. He will be talking much in detail. So this FDP, each and every expert will have certain kind of advisories. So my suggestions for the whole organizing team would be, please note down 4 or 5 bullet points, which is being talked about by each and every expert. They are having experience in their own domain. When FDP is over, we'll sit together. You must be having a 25-30 bullet point in your notebook. How those bullet points can be converted into additional course curriculum, maybe course module. So 5-day exercise should result in something. So if you have 25 bullets at the end of the FDP, we'll work out a solution for our student in your future, maybe specialization, maybe add-on course, so that outcome of FDP is justified, and whatever energy and time we are spending, there is a return of investment. So these 5 days FDP, every day, first 2 days, you have 2 lectures, and then 3 days, you have 3 lectures. So enough content would be delivered to you. Think over put your input forward. At the end, probably there may be feedback session also. And whatever inputs provided from the expert, input provided from feedback, definitely at university level, you'll be taking action. So once again, I congratulate entire team of management, and this 5 days workshop, FDP will definitely help you, you also and in university also. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words. Moving ahead. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. With immense delight and great pleasure, I request Honorable President SPU Shri Prakash Patel sir for his presidential address. Please, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Today, Faculty of Management is organizing 5 days FDP program. And in this program, we have huge number of participants across the Bharat. So I welcome all my participants on behalf of Sakarjan Patel University. And for this 5 days FDP program, number of experts are coming together on a single platform and deliver about the content of challenges in management education in the context of Industry 4.0. Today we have our distinguished guest, Professor Pratik Kanchanji from BK School of Management and Mr. Prashant Sharma from Industry. I welcome both of you, sir, on behalf of SPU. Our advisor to SPU, Dr. J.R. Patel, sir, our provost, Dr. Udani, sir, Director Technical Education, Dr. H.N. Shah, sir, Dean of Management, Dr. J.K. Sharma, Principal of our BBA College, Dr. Jayashree Dattaji, all deans, HOIs, and my dear students. It is a matter of proud and pleasure for SPU because of this FDP program. And I assure you, and I hope that because of the experts who will deliver their expertise in their own field, students will get benefit about the current requirement of the industry and challenges in the management education. Our faculty members will also get the knowledge about how the industries are working and what will be the challenges will face into the management education. So, without doubt, we can understand that what is the importance of this 5 days FDP program. So for that, I would like to congratulate our dean, Dr. Jiten Sharma and Dr. Datta for conducting this 5 days program. Industry 4.0 requirement is somewhat different than the past. When world is changing by moment to moment, we have to update our industry as well as the curriculum of the different courses run by this university. We should consider the demand of the industry, and according to the demand of the industry, we should formulate our curriculum so that we will generate ready manpower for the industry. And that is the main aspect of this 5 days program. After this day, number of good experts will come to here and deliver their expertise about their own field. So I request all my students, participants who will be present over here in this campus and the students who will be available on hybrid mode, they will get the best knowledge about the experts. So please remain available on this 5 days program. Once again, I congratulate Dr. Jayashree Datta for conducting this good program, and I hope that our other department will also conduct this kind of program so that our other students and faculty will get the benefit. Thank you. Jai 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 Bharat.
you so much, sir, for your enthusiastic remarks. It is said, gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. On this note, we would like to conclude this inaugural ceremony by vote of thanks. So I now request Dr. G.K. Sharma, sir, Dean FMS, to propose the vote of thanks. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Say good morning. I have the pleasant task of delivering vote of thanks for this August gathering here. Firstly, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to our esteemed distinguished speaker, Pratik Kanchan sir and Sarma sir. On behalf of Faculty of Management Studies, Sakarjan Patel University, I would like to thank Pratik Kanchan sir for selecting the very good topic for this August gathering today. That is management education challenge and opportunity across stakeholders. He will present his thoughts on this topic, and it will be a very good learning for all the faculty members and students, those who are sitting here. I would also like to say thanks to Mr. Prashant Sharma, sir, CEO, Coder Edge Technology Private Limited, for he is going to share his thoughts on Industry 4.0, next generation manager in the age of artificial intelligence. He is having very good experience, and he is going to bring that experience in front of all of us. I express my sincere gratitude and thanks to our honorable and lovable President Sri Prakash Patel sir for inspiring us and encouraging our team for achieving new milestone and conduct such an events at a grand level. I would like to thank our honorable Provost Professor Dr. Praful Gani sir for motivating and guiding us for organizing FDP at such a grand level. Thank you, sir, for remaining present and sharing your point of view regarding Industry 4.0 and its impact on management education. I would like to thank our Director, Technical, Paramedical, Ayurvedic Courses, Professor Dr. H.N. Saha, sir, for his inspirational welcome address and motivational words. I am also thankful to the faculty members across the world for enrolling in 5 days international FDP program in hybrid course. So many participants, they have joined from various states like Maharashtra, even UP and all other places. Thank you very much for putting trust on our FDP and remaining present for this program. Thank you for being part of remarkable gathering. Today has been a day filled with inspiration, collaboration, and shared insight. I am also thankful to our loved one, Dr. J.R. Patel sir, and all the dignitaries from the university sides, all HOIs and deans for remaining present for the inaugural functions. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The effort had started way back in advance. Event of this nature require meticulous planning, execution, and eye for details. We are thankful to the committed and result-oriented team of faculty management studies, admin staff, IT staff. Without their support, this event cannot happen with this grand event. I would also like to thank Dr. Jayshree Datta ma'am, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Mishra sir, Professor Mitesh Thakur sir, for conceptualizing this event and executing this event at this level. Thank you very much. With this note, I wish to conclude my speech. We will bring this kind of informative and international FDP soon in our university in future also. We wish that you are going to get very good learning from this FDP. Thank you very much from my side.
Thank you so much, sir. The end of a story is the new beginning for many others. On this note, let's conclude a remarkable, memorable inaugural ceremony with our national anthem. I would request you all to rise at your place for national anthem. Thank you all. Now it's time to move towards the technical sessions. It is said, the fragrance of flower spread only in the direction of wind, but the goodness of a person spread in all directions. I am profoundly delighted to take an opportunity to introduce today's first keynote speaker, Dr. Pratik Kanchan, Professor and Director, Vicky School of Professional Management Studies, Gujarat University. And we thank you for sparing your valuable time, sir. Dr. Pratik Kanchan is BSc in Mathematics, Physics and Chemistry, MD in Marketing, and PhD in Advertising. He is serving as a professor and director at Vicky School of Professional and Management Studies, Gujarat University. His area of specialization are integrated marketing communication, international marketing, marketing management, as well as consumer behavior. After having 2 years of industrial experience, he is in 27th year of teaching and administration at PG level. He has presented 37 papers at national and international conferences held at different institutes like IIM Kolkata, IIM Kozhikode, IIM Indore, and many more. His publication includes an edited book on in-film advertising, brand positioning strategy. He has also published 3 reference books, namely Contemporary Marketing Promotions, Dynamics of 21st Century of Marketing Communication, and Writing Cell Marketing, Research Journey of an Academician from 2002 to 2015. He has to his credit a general book publication titled Stories as Experiences, Making Life Meaningful. He has published 40 articles and papers, including abstracts, which are published in different newsletters, newspapers, journals. Under guidance, 16 PhDs have been awarded and 8 scholars are pursuing PhD. Apart from that, 4 MPhil awards have also taken place. He has taken a number of sessions as keynote speaker, invited speaker, and session chair at various academic conferences and seminars nationally and internationally. Besides being external examiner to many PhD theses outside Gujarat University, he is always there to motivate teachers and students in higher management education. Now I would like to invite Dr. Pratik Kanchan for today's session, sir.
Good morning. So, the entire team of SQ University, thanks for starting this very wonderful event, which is academic, and it will have a far-reaching implication with respect to what we have to do. By the time this PPT gets loaded, I would just like to say something. The title of my presentation, how much time are okay. I'll not take much of your time. I will take only that much time which is allotted to me, because what happens when you give a microphone to a teacher. So teacher has to be very responsible. See, management education challenges and opportunities across stakeholders. Now, this is something which you must have heard about since many years. Management education 1, 2, 3, now it is 4. And it is heavily loaded with technology. But my presentation will not have much of technology. Technology will only be in the form of this slide. It will be over and above and beyond technology, because my esteemed next speaker, Sharma ji, will give you a lot of inputs about how technology can be incorporated in management. Yes, the first slide. Let me tell you one more thing. The total number of slides are only 16, and first is the introduction and last is the thank yous. So total is 16. So you will not be loaded with slides. Just change the next one. Yeah, this is the only slide which talked about technology here. As per Google, as per the various search engines, how you integrate different technologies, which includes so many current jargons which are there on your tips as well on your lips: Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, big data, robotics, and automation. How these areas of specialization, how these areas of specialized knowledge can help make or remake management education. Now, what I'm going to talk about is how stakeholders can make themselves comfortable by mastering, at least learning or practicing these technologies while they are working. Now, who all are the stakeholders? Who all get affected by management education? Who all take management education? And where do they take it? How do they implement it? Whether it is their household, whether it is their neighborhood, whether it is their company, whether the company with which they work, or whether the company which they themselves run. Technology is creeping, intensifying, going deep, and being used. And at times, intentionally or unintentionally, it may get misused also. So how to make sure that it gets used and how to minimize its misuse. So who are the stakeholders? Just the next slide. Yes. There are teachers, students, parents, trustees, bureaucrats, educational administrators, and neighborhood. And if it is allowed, I can also involve the audiences in the session. Has it to be a lecture mode, or I can involve people, I can invite people to be a part of the session. Is it okay, madam? If they agree. Now, all of you can be a part of one of these stakeholders. Am I correct or not? Some of us is a teacher, some of us is an administrator, some are bureaucrats, some are self-employed, some of us are trustees, some may be parents, and all of us are living in a neighborhood. All of us are a part of a neighborhood. All of us create a neighborhood, whether we are living in a hostel as a student, whether we are living in a working person's place in a city, we are a part of a neighborhood, and there also everywhere there is technology. Everywhere there is technology, and the role of technology is increasing, is amplifying. And at the forefront of this technology in management education, these at least 7 identifiable stakeholders I can visualize. You are free to visualize even more than that. The first stakeholder is the teacher. Now, before I proceed with the first stakeholder, I would like to tell you one thing. Whether it is industry 4 or whatever industries have happened in the past, 3, 2, 1, indirectly or directly, all of us are teachers. Whether we are teaching in a classroom, whether we are teaching outside our classroom, whether we're teaching in our household, whether we are setting an example to our youngsters in our family, in our circle, in our professional group, somewhere or the other, we are doing something which is being taught directly or indirectly to people around us, either physically or online. By profile, I am a teacher, many of us are teachers here, but even those who are not teachers directly or indirectly teach to the people who are near them, who are near and dear to them. So teachers have the maximum responsibility of making sure that industry 4, who will get the audiences from the schools, colleges, universities, are training those inputs in the best possible way. And what teachers have to do, we'll see in the next slide. Just change the slide. Now see, this is a summary. All the stakeholders mentioned here are not expected to be experts in technologies like industrial IoT networks, AI, big data, robotics, and automation. We are not expected to be experts. But what we are expected, these technologies should help us directly or indirectly to make sure that we enrich our profiles. Our work get enhanced by them instead of getting obstructed.
and our work should get complemented by them. So we should get enhanced, we should learn to the best of our abilities, and we should be able to make sure that our work gets supported by these technologies. Now, let me give an example here. All of us are using a mobile phone, which is a smartphone, which gets upgraded almost every year. But let me tell you one more thing. All of us are not using each and every feature of our mobile phones. Some of us are exceptional. Some of us are exceptional. They are great. They are interested in learning technology. They go deep into their handsets, to devices, their gadgets, not only mobile phones, but their laptops, desktops, tablets, and all. But there are many of us who may not be using certain features, although those features are there in those gadgets, and still they are using their phone well. Still they are using the laptop well. Still they are using the tablets well. So my point here is, try to be as good as possible as you have been in industry 1, 2, 3, and you will try to make sure that you will take the best out of industry 4 in whichever profile you are, a teacher or a student. You may not be an expert of the mobile phone or a gadget which you are using, but whatever purpose is getting served through that gadget, you should be able to do that. Same is the case here. I've come across many teachers who may not be very good in technology tools, but they are very good teachers. Teachers are expected to be good in teaching, with or without the technology. Yes, if they use technology, that will enhance their value. The same is the case. We should not be afraid of technology. We should respect it, and we should make sure to learn as much as possible, as far as can be used in our profession. Next slide. Yes. One very important thing which has been emphasized since ages, ever since teaching is there in our life, or whether we are a teacher or not. Teachers will remain teachers as long as they constantly learn around themselves in whichever mode they are. Because nowadays, when teachers enter into a class, they already face a set of students who have much more knowledge than the teacher in many aspects. Because when we were students, when we studied active classroom teaching in the late 20th century, there was not much internet, there was not much information floating around here and there, up and down, 360 degree. So whatever we were getting from the teacher, we were taking it. We were not objecting to much of what was being taught in the class. Now, teachers are coming to a classroom and finding a set of students who are finding a lot of baked or half-baked knowledge from multiple sources from around the world. And a teacher has to be comfortable in handling those questions in whichever way best possible. Apart from learning from the standard sources, teachers have to take advantage of various online and offline sources for a constant set of learning. Nowadays, the classroom, as we can see in this type of a session, classroom has become very, very modern. We have to be very clear as to how to make sure that our class gets the maximum output using smart boards, video, audio presentations, and how we can handle an online class. An online class was considered to be a very, very unusual thing before 2020. A very unfortunate development took place in 2020 in the form of COVID, of which all of us were directly and indirectly affected. And for next 2 years, up till 2022 mid, in some form or other, lockdown or partial lockdown or curfew or partial curfew, we were forced to learn through online sources. We were reluctant to be a part of it as we were not comfortable, many of us. But eventually we became comfortable, and now we are enjoying it through that learning, so that at any point of time, if something can happen in online, we are able to go to that. Right now, this event is also going on online, and I think a big number of participants are joining us are online through this. So some teachers were uncomfortable, some were comfortable. Eventually, all of us become comfortable, they were made comfortable. And now, at any point of time, if sometimes sudden reasons happen, some disruption takes place, every student can come online and every teacher can go online. So it was a default learning, but it was a learning. It happened because of an unfortunate incident, but And ultimately, after 2022, it has become a habit with many of us. Now open to discussion mode of teaching along with lecture mode. Some of us as teachers are very much interested in a one-way interaction. Now with technology and with the role of technology increasing, we have to be open to reactions from the students, however right or wrong these reactions may be. I am a PhD, I am having X number of experience, I am having decades of work put into my career, I have these many publications, I have traveled all over the world, fine, good, no problem. But that should not come in the way of more learning. Any teacher who says that with PhD and with DLET and with postdoc, my learning has stopped, that person may lose any esteem which is there as far as subject is concerned, because subjects are changing dynamically, subjects have become redundant, subjects have become redefined, subjects have become merged with one another. You can very well see the specialization that we are offering currently in many universities was not known 30 years back, 20 years back. But times have made it happen, industry requires it. So teachers have to be constantly in knowing more, welcoming suggestions, welcoming criticism, and taking it positively. And we have to be very, very adjusted. Teacher has to also constant refer to various sources of updated information in real time. What is happening in real time? Earlier you used to have look into sources, hard copies, previous editions to learn what you have to learn for the class or what you have to learn for an experiment or something. Now we need not go to all the sources, you have to be really present in the real time and learning things and making them shared in the class. Because students are also coming in the class after learning something from real time, whether that learning is right or wrong, it's a different matter. Next slide. Yes. See, everyone is a teacher. Now here the word student also means every one of us is a student. And anyone who remains a student for life will be the most comfortable person in life because he or she will be experiencing multiple things, challenging things, opportunistic things, various things which will make him or her comfortable. Now see, when we say students, technology is a part of every learning that management students acquire within as well as outside the classroom. Yeah, there is one more interesting thing. We learn a lot of things outside the classroom. Even if we have learned, we have studied up till masters and then we have completed PhD. Let me tell you one thing. From KG to PG, it's a period of 20 years. 20 years and that too inside the classroom. But we can see we are learning a lot of things outside the classroom. And with that learning, right or wrong, a student is coming. We are learning from our parents, we are learning from our friends, we are learning from our groups, we are learning from multiple sources, multiple dimensions. With that learning, a student is coming with a lot of baked or half-baked knowledge to the classroom. And that student has to see for himself or herself how much is right and how can be made right, because everything is not right. And a big role of this learning is because of latest technology, tools available. Anything is available. Google is one of the platforms, there are so many platforms. All types of information which may or may not be correct is being lapped up by the students, thereby making them draw their own conclusions and biases and then coming to classes every time. We all are having biases. All of us are having biases, all of us are creating biases, all of us are sharing biases, and all of us are motivating the other person. Our motivational basis can be right or wrong, but we all are motivating one another through media sharing, through social media networking, and there is no any control of who is motivating what, in which way. Right or wrong is a different matter altogether. Except some management students, most of them rarely get any guidance as to what to believe and what to ignore. I think it can be exceptionally, we can say something, but other than that, we can say that what is to be believed and what is not to be believed is very difficult to decide because we are not getting guidance in the real form as we used to get 2, 3, 4 decades back. I'm not saying currently our next slide will be of parents, but I'm not saying the parents are not looking into the development of their children, but in spite of their interest and commitment towards making their children go in the right direction, the guidance is missing at times and it results in certain things which we may never like and which we don't like to accept. Now, and second, last thing is here, with smartphones available at a very, very reasonable price. It is not costly at all. One of the most costliest smartphone is available on EMI. And when you make things available on EMI, there is a very negligible difference between a luxury item and a necessity item. It is often said that there is a difference between luxury and items of necessity, but over a period of time, because of the EMI facility, there is a very less difference between luxury and necessity. There was once a joke, which I would like to mention here in this context, that credit culture is there in our country. Everything is available on credit. So a person asked a young couple, in your house, which are the things are you owning and which are the things are available on online are EMI? Which things you own and which things are you having which are on EMI? So very jokingly, that young couple said, except me, my wife, and my 2 children, everything else is on EMI. Now that is something which is very, very rare. Earlier, there used to be a time when we will have a particular age and we'll buy a 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler. When we will have a particular age, we will have a car, a house, etc., etc. We will have a foreign visit. Now, we don't wait for any age or time. We become burdened with EMIs and we try to acquire everything by the time we reach 30, 35 or at the most 40. Which is now being criticized by many sociologists and many social scientists that it is wrong. The country is living more on EMI culture. And the best example for this is the credit card culture. We use credit cards more than the debit cards. There's a clear difference between using these 2 cards. People who use debit card know that we have to spend from whatever is there in our account. And people who use credit cards, they say that aaj kharch karte, kal dekha jayega kya hoga. And that tomorrow never comes. And some people are very smart. They use multiple credit cards so that the burden never comes on them. They make the payment of one card with the other, second card, the third card, and finally they come back to the first card. So this thing happens, but they don't bother. Yeah, I am at the age of 40, 35 or even early, and I am having so many loans. The amount of salary coming in the house is per month around 3 to 4 lakhs, but at the end of the last day of the month, around 5,000 rupees remain in the account because that's everything is taken care of by the EMIs. Now, why I give this example? Because this is being floated around, this is being developed around, this is being turned around. And some of the people who are in social sciences are concerned about it. And things are becoming easy because of technology. You can use technology to transfer money from here to there, from this point to this point, but this is happening. Next slide. Parents. When we talk about parents, many students, many children are not aware of what is good for them while they are on the internet, because now 24/7 internet is there. And there comes the parental role, which is very important. 24/7 on the internet through whichever device or tool, whether it's Wi-Fi or a mobile data, whatever you are. It became a revolution in our country from 2017 onwards. Can you tell me why I'm mentioning 2017? 2017, September or August 2017, around 6 years back. Internet since then has become very common. And why 2017? Why was it not before that? Can anyone tell me? Data became very free. Data became almost free. And Reliance Jio started that revolution, which forced other players to give it. And some companies went away from this business itself. Some companies merged with one another. You must be aware. You never imagined a company like Vodafone and Idea will come together, and they have come together. Some companies vanished, some companies reorganized. But that was all good. Earlier, for 1 GB data, you had to spend a lot of money. You have to give a good amount of money. Now you can have n number of GBs, no problem. Everything happened for good. One thing did not happen for good was excess of information, all types of information, right, wrong, good, bad, is and was available on our phones, on our tips, with a very, very reasonable amount. And that information you can access with no control. You are using it or misusing it and doing things in life. There comes the role of parents. Yes, but the point is that parents are busy in their work, jobs, and the business, and spending quality time with children in many families across the households, in spite of the best intentions, is missing. This is being a concern again, because the management area is a sub-discipline of social sciences. We have to be taking from the social angles. This artificial intelligence and IoT and all those things are the recent phenomenon, but much before these things came, this thing is happening. It's not just in management education, it is across all education. And the last thing that I'm talking about in this slide is the role of seniors in the families. Since last almost 3 decades, if not 3 decades, almost around 2.5 decades, with the beginning of this century, we are in the 23rd year of this century. The concept of seniors in the family and guidance of those seniors on a daily basis in the form of great parents is missing, because families have moved towards nuclearization. I'm not saying there are not joint families in this country, but slowly and gradually we are having nuclear families. And in the nuclear families, both the parents are working. They also work 8 to 10 hours a day. So sitting and giving quality time and advice to the children to make out what is the good for the career and what is not good for the career is missing. And this thing is missing, and on the other hand, internet is abundantly available. So when you don't get quality time from those who are supposed to give you quality time, you find quality time or non-quality time in some other sources, and that major source is internet, which is giving you all types of data, right or wrong. There, see, because of this, the new education policy which came in 2020 is talking about Indian knowledge system. Policy was announced in 2020, right in the midst of the COVID times. But its actual implementation in a big way is happening in this year. Slowly and gradually it is coming up in a big way with meetings, conferences, and deliberations. And there, across all semesters, at least in the graduation stage, they talk about Indian knowledge system, our great grand knowledge, which was there, which got relegated, which got forgotten in the previous centuries, which now the educationists and people like us are trying to bring it back in front of you. What was it? How it can be used, how it can be made to materialize, and how it can help across all sectors of higher management education, whether it is simple marketing, finance, HR, or operations, or it is specialized in like pharma or healthcare, whatever. There is a big bulk depth of knowledge available, which we should harness along with these developments. Next one. Yes, across the country, across educational levels, across higher education system, we have eminent people who decided since independence and even after that, we have completed 76 years of our independence. During this 76-year period, there have been many visionaries, and one of them is this land also where we are standing, where we are having this event. Visionaries across the country thought that education should be imparted through various tools and technologies which will help in building a good human resources for our country, a good manpower for our country, and they never compromise on the quality of education, even if that required a higher price to be charged. So we can see in the last 5 decades, around 2.5 decades of this century and 2.5 decades of the previous century, trustees in the private sector have come up with institutions and imparted education to students who have become businessmen or executives or managers in various companies at different levels, who have a good value systems, and they are making sure that this value system gets spread. Yes, there were some people who in the name of trusteeship started doing business of education. They got wound up eventually. their seriousness was not there, so the market forces will automatically take care of them, which they took care. And finally, we are having trustees who really think that good higher education, including management education, can be given if we keep on maintaining our commitment. Their objective is to produce responsible employees and entrepreneurs with Indian values and ethos as part of their lives. Either we will be entrepreneur or we will be employees. But whatever we are, we should carry certain values which will make us not do certain things which are considered to be wrong, and will continue to make sure that we do things which are right wherever we are, in whichever part of the world we are, not only in India but even abroad also. And I thank trustees like such people who make sure that good education is imparted and responsible citizens are created, and they are also taking advantage and use of tools and technologies of the latest and recent times to make sure that this education becomes useful. Next one. Yes. You cannot do anything in this country without bureaucrats. Here also, there are certain bureaucrats who make sure that timely approvals and permissions to management schools, colleges, universities take place. See, time is life, as you people have learned. Time is precious. We have heard about it. We have seen stories. We have seen movies. We have read books. Same is the case here. If you don't allow things in time, if you don't approve things in time, if you don't make things materialize in time, it will get waste. So there are certain bureaucrats, there are certain people sitting at the state level, at the country level, national level, regional level, who make sure that the permissions don't get delayed if all the required conditions are met. Normally what happens? When you start an institution, even if the conditions and situations and circumstances are okay, things get delayed because of some vested interest. There are certain bureaucrats like that, but there are a lot of bureaucrats who are not like that, to make sure that for the sake of education, approvals and permissions don't get delayed. And because of such people, and prior to this, because of such serious trustees, lot of schools, colleges, universities have got opened up in our country in the last 5 decades. And now when NEP is there in implementation mode in this decade, all those schools, colleges, and universities are giving the best possible to their students and will continue to give the best possible. Yes. At times, delays take place in approvals. At times, delays take place in sanctions because of necessary approval, inspection and all, which gets the whole system delayed. Sometimes the reasons are not in the hands of the bureaucrats. There are real problems in the building, in the construction, in the plan, in the local administration. Sometimes it is because of the local systems. There you cannot help it. Otherwise, wherever the problems are not there, if the bureaucrats don't have vested interest, these things happen. They happen very fast. If you go into the history of institutions across the country, certain institutions got built very fast because both the trustees and the bureaucrats involved had very good intention. And wherever they got delayed, somewhere or the other, some vested interest was responsible for that, and that is why those institutions started late. Next one. Again, now basically the bureaucrats are responsible for funding also. The funding normally comes from private trustees, but sometimes approval for those funding, even from private sources, get routed through the bureaucrats, and because of delays in those approvals of funding, sometimes problems take place. But certain trustees are very resourceful. They make sure that their noble objectives don't suffer because of the bureaucratic delays. And they make sure that institutions come into existence and start doing their work in time, so that a good crop of new students, new pass outs come up to take responsibilities in corporates and government and starting their own companies. So the previous stakeholder of trustees and this stakeholder of bureaucrats have made sure that spread of good higher education, management or other disciplines can happen in this country, and good people among them have made sure that we have a whole lot of institutions across the country in various disciplines and sub-disciplines. And we have great students from them, like you, coming out and taking responsibility, and are taking responsibilities in the last 4 or 5 decades. So I wish and pray that such trustees and such bureaucrats keep on doing the good job as they have been doing up till now. Next one. Yes. day-to-day activity, week to week, daily plans, weekly plans, monthly plans, annual plans, decade-old plans are being done at the college level, at the institute level, at the institution level by principals and directors. Yes, they have done a commendable job. Why they have done a commendable job? Because they have got good support from students, teachers, and their parents. And the trustees, the promoters have allowed them, and the trustees and promoters have allowed them to do the job. The problem comes when the trustees and promoters interfere in their day-to-day work and the institution doesn't grow. Neither the students benefit, nor the directors or principals benefit, and the teachers also don't benefit. The more a trustee or a promoter gives freedom to the principals and directors, school students and teachers, the more it will grow. And there are numerous scores of examples across our country, not just in Gujarat, but in different parts of our country. And they do an exemplary job. They do a wonderful job operating the institution at the daily level. And when they will get the freedom, why will they leave the institution? They will continue to remain there for decades and serve them unless and until they have a very big reason to leave. So these are the people who really work at the base, at the ground level, and they are responsible for the promotion of the institution. And if they are given the right freedom and delivery system, they will be able to do. And this should happen. And with technology, in the last 3 to 4 decades, it will multiply. And I'm sure with Industry 4, they will be ready to prepare Industry 4 ready students for job as well as for entrepreneurship if they are allowed this freedom continuously. Next one. B, on a daily basis, a mechanism should be in place at the institution so that conflicts, if any, should get resolved at the level only and does not become a big issue. Conflicts are always there. Conflicts will always be there. If we expect a conflict-less organization, we are going to live in a fool's paradise. So we should expect conflicts and we should be all prepared to have a win-win situation. All of us who are experts in HR will know what is a win-win situation so that the conflict gets resolved and everyone wins and no one loses. This is happening on a daily basis. It is happening in the premium institutions, say Harvard Business School or Indian Institute of Management or Indian School of Business or Gujarat University or any other university. Everywhere it is happening. But if it is handled properly, if it is resolved properly at the level of the employees only, things will happen. Because see, wherever there are more than two or more than two human resources, conflicts are going to happen because human being is not a machine. In spite of all this automation, human being is a person who makes his or her presence use of mind. So conflicts will be there. Mechanism to make sure that conflicts don't enlarge, conflicts don't escalate and get resolved in time with or without the use of technology. That should be the artwork and that is being practiced across all institutions, whichever have become successful. It is done at every institution, but sometimes due to lack of cooperation and coordination of various stakeholders, the conflict gets out of control, which should not happen. And which has not happened in many cases, get resolved at the right place without reaching at an alarming level, and things got controlled. And technology played a big role in doing that. And with more advanced technology in time, it will play a big role not only in institution but in the industries, where the pass outs of these institutions go. See, if an institution you are having a situation where conflict get resolved very professionally, you will carry that learning to the industry where you are going. And you will apply it there also because you have learned it at an institution. At our institution and here also in this institution and other institution, what we do is we give a lot of assignments and tasks to the students. Students, when they come from a typical laid-back institution and join our management institute, they say, "Sir, there is a lot of pressure." So what we tell them is we are preparing you for the industry. In industry, you will get tasks and assignments on a daily basis. If you're in your MBA program itself, we are preparing you in the form of assignments, tasks, and deadlines. We are actually making you believe that you're working in an industry. So by the time you pass out your program, if you are handling deadlines, if you are meeting deadlines, overcoming them, and making yourself comfortable and still not feeling fatigued or tired, we are prepared you for the industry. We are preparing you for a time where you will be going and you will not feel surprised. This is how we try to make sure that we prepare our students in the best possible way. Next one. Yes, I'll be going to complete very soon. So this is something which is called as neighborhood. Now, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of the word neighborhood? And where does it lie? Is it connected with your residence only, or is it connected with your workplace also? Or is it connected with both?
complete environment.
The complete
Environment.
environment to which you belong. You cannot be isolated from it. You are a part of it. In a system where you're working, in a system where you're living, if your neighborhood respects you and your learning and your experience and your knowledge, you will feel more happy. See, the place or neighborhood where students live should provide an atmosphere of study and play, so that the student learn from studies and play, and the learning remains in the memory. You may have lived at multiple places, you may have worked at multiple places, you may have lived in a hostel, you may have lived in a home, you have continuously did your studies till graduation with your parents, or you have gone out for the first time in the hostel, wherever you were, whichever place you live. If that atmosphere is giving you an academic environment, with or without technology, your learning will amplify and multiply. When also you move out of your city for the first time, all alone in a hostile atmosphere, you also try to find out what is the surrounding, how good am I getting a support from those who will be living with me for next 2-3 semesters or 4 semesters. It helps. It ultimately helps in the holistic development of the student, because the student is always under pressure. And if after the class hours, after the university, when he or she comes to the place and she feels some support, or he feels some support from his or her roommates or classmates or hostel mates, that will make him or her feel more intensified towards learning. Will do his or her work more better, and she will feel more motivated. And when she again or he again goes back to class, he or she will be more motivated. So neighborhood gets neglected many times while you are studying. It should be equally important as the atmosphere that you get in the institution. Next slide. Every student at all levels of education spends more time outside the classroom than inside. We may complete PG, we may complete post PhD, we may do anything, but one thing is very clear: we spend a lot of time outside the classroom. It becomes very important that he or she gets educated through non-classroom setting in the form of real experience. That education will not take place in an organized manner, but it will take place anyhow. So as a neighborhood, it is my responsibility to make sure that all the students who are living with me, around me in my neighborhood, get the best thing, get best learning in life, which helps them. In case of students living with parents, parents have to ensure that the children play or mingle with others in the neighborhood for becoming good citizens. Now, playing, mingling also is a learning. It's an on-the-job learning, it's a real-time learning. And that is something which makes sure that you become a holistic person, whether you are a student or you become an employee or you become an entrepreneur. Whether you are 50 years back with zero technology, whether you are currently with all technology working at your disposal. This is something which I wanted to share with you. I am sure that in my presentation there is not much technology involved, but I have given a holistic view as to whether we are moving to industry 4, we are a part of industry 4, we will move to further industry 4 advanced or whatever. These 6-7 stakeholders will keep on playing a role in the life of all the learners as well as all the learnees. How these stakeholders will become more important or less important, that is for time to tell, but this definitely will become important to us. Last slide, next one. Whether the parents are busy or not, they should allocate some time to spend with their sons and daughters, so that the importance of family values and empathy gets embedded in them at a very early stage, which has got missing in many ways. I'm not saying parents are not concerned, I'm not saying children don't want to learn, but somewhere down the line there is something missing between them. And in fact, technology, which should have been an enabler, technology has not enabled it. Technology has actually created a distance between parents and the children, which is unfortunate, which should not have happened. Eminent technologists and scientists and researchers in this direction learn that we have become technologically advanced, but relationship-wise or culture-wise, we have become distant. After all, education is important for developing social values in children of all ages, and this experiential education outside the classroom is very important. Thank you very much. That's all for my answer.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your deep knowledge and expertise with us. Your words were full of encouragement. Moving ahead, Nothing great will be achieved without a great man, and men are great only if they determine to do so. It is my pleasure to welcome our today's second keynote speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to have with us Mr. Prashant Sharma, founder and CEO of Coder Edge Technology Private Limited. Mr. Prashant Sharma is the founder and CEO of Coder Edge Technology Private Limited. He is ex-scientist at Government of India, having 23 years of experience in variety of roles and domains, both vertically and horizontally. He is also certified blockchain expert and member of Blockchain Council. We are happy to have you with us, sir. Please, share with us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I couldn't make a presentation. Yes, it's a usual, very casual thing that businessmen are supposed to be very busy. If they will be showing that, okay, I'm free, so you are not a good businessman. I'm supposed to be acting like that. So anyways, first of all, and the most important thing is, from being a dumb student in my college days, thank you very much, our dignitaries who have already left, especially ma'am, Datta ma'am, for allowing me, such a dumb student, to talk in front of teachers. When I was in my school days, college days, my teachers used to say me like, this fellow cannot speak. Better let him go. Okay, your speech should be at the last. Because most of the time people will leave. But I used to like, okay, I'm afraid I cannot do all such stuff. I cannot say a lot, or maybe I'll be mumbling, or I'll be doing something else. So better not to speak. But anyways, when you grow with the time, when you face a lot of heat, when you face a lot of winds, then you become quite mature. And now today, although I'm a bit afraid standing in front of you guys, because you guys are teachers, I hope so. There will be some students also. But yes, I'll try to deliver my best. So thank you very much. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Why I'm saying so, that working as a software developer for some 6-7 years, then working as a scientist in Government of India for 13 years, and now as a businessman, as an innovator. What I've learned in PRISA is that being a scientist, I can innovate certain things. Being a leader, I can create a community. Being a bureaucrat, I can govern the community. Being a businessman, I can make money. But being a teacher, I can create everyone. I can create a leader, I can create a bureaucrat, I can create a manager, I can create a businessman, I can create anyone. So teachers are very important. And that is why it should have been said always that Guru Sakshat Param Brahman and Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. So my highest regard to all the teachers who are sitting in front of me and all the other teachers who are sitting on the other side of camera attending this program from this Pan India approach. And as my topic says that next generation managers in the age of artificial intelligence, the teachers are quite important. As I'm already saying that teachers create leaders, teachers create bureaucrats, teachers create businessmen. So teachers are also creating managers. And being a businessman, when I take interview of an MBA student or maybe a manager who is coming to my company, what is my expectation? He should be good looking. Yes, of course he should be. And he or she should be well dressed. Yes, of course. And he or she should be well spoken, English, fast, blah, blah, blah. A bit rude, but yes, he should be giving me a good idea that how to make money, or at least how to save the money. There are several things in a business which is managed by managers. HR, marketing, operations, finances, designs, plans, everything. So let me tell you an example, because I'll be sharing my experiences only with you. Imagine a day I ask my persons, maybe my team leader, my project manager, or maybe create a product, maybe some very advanced product and based on the technology. I want you to suggest me something, that how to promote this project, how to do the marketing, how to do the sales, how to do rest of the stuff, that this approach or the product should have been reached to maximum levels. Then if there would have been a traditional manager, he will come to me, sir, we can publish advertisement into, some newspapers, maybe a hoarding, maybe on some website. That okay, I'll invest a couple of, $1,000 into that. But at the same moment of time, a young intern comes to me and asks me, sir, can we start working on SMM or maybe DM? SMM and DM, then being a businessman, like, what is SMM and DM? And he says, sir, it is social media. We are supposed to be doing some marketing on social media. We can, control the budget and there will be more approach. Then at first instance, I should be having a doubt on that fellow. That there is a senior manager or maybe experienced person is guiding me that we can put a big hoarding on SG highway where daily thousands of commuters are going and we can put a big hoarding over there and it should be projecting our product into a bigger scope. But at the same time, a very intelligent intern, maybe a young graduate from any MBA college comes to me and asks me that can we invest something into DM? And what are the results? If I put a hoarding anywhere there on SG highway, it must be costing something, 5 to 10 lakh rupees. And how many impressions you can create using that hoarding? How many people will see that hoarding? In a rough calculation, if I calculate, then I need to go with how many vehicles pass from that way and how many people are sitting into that vehicle. Maybe 2 to 3 people sitting into a vehicle and at least 10,000 cars are passing from that hoarding every day. So I'll be doing a rough calculation like, okay, 20-30,000 people will see. But what will happen? Will the drivers will see it? No, if drivers will see by hoarding, then there will be accidents. That is not going to work. So what to do? Then the intern says, sir, can we, once again he interrupts me, sir, can we do the digital marketing? Then okay, come on, give me an idea. Let's invest something on digital marketing. And you know what happens? I was just sharing with your ma'am, spending a very limited amount, approximately 500 rupees. And this whole event has reached to more than 100, I think 1.25 lakh people, spending hardly 500 rupees. And now more than 1.25 lakh people know about this event. And in the similar fashion, our previous awareness campaigns, which where we have spent some 3,000 to 4,000 rupees, have reached approximately 30 lakh people. And I know it was there because there is data. I know it was there. I know who saw my ad. Was there, male, female, which age, gender, everything I know. What was their professions, everything I know. So all of a sudden, that intern become my favorite. And he or she comes to me and asks me and say, me, sir, what was the result? And I was amazed to hear this. She or he will be giving me very precise data. Sir, your ad campaign have reached to some 30 lakh people, and among them, some 5 lakh people were of age group 16 to 20. And then there were people which were working into some big MNCs. There were people from Australia, New Zealand, England, Ahmedabad, everywhere. So can you imagine this situation or this kind of data, how much important it will be into running a business? If you are making a strategy to promote your product, if you are making a strategy to launch your product, how important it will be. And if a manager is very much aware about this whole new kind of a strategy, can give me such a good feedback where we can start making such sort of business which was unimaginable in previous industries, which was really unimaginable. So this is simply an example that what the industry 4.0 is doing into one particular sector, what we are saying. Although I prepared a couple of notes where I should have been sharing this thing like what was the first industrial revolution, what was the second industrial revolution, what was the third industrial revolution, and now it is fourth. Industry 4.0, and very soon it will be fifth, Industry 5.0. We are approaching very soon over there. As we know, as already Dr. P. M. Mudani sir have already told us, that in first industrial revolution, we try to replace humans and animals from steam. In second industrial revolution, basically it happened into America, where we introduced electricity and railroads. And in the third industrial revolution, which is usually known as digital revolution, we introduced computers, softwares. And now it is fourth. Fourth is completely technology driven. You know, the best or what is the most important part of industrial revolution is, with every generation demand changes. Every generation demand changes. You like when it was the first industrial revolution, there were some rich people, very capitalism was there, and they were always thinking of making more product, more revenue, more money. So at that moment of time, animals and human beings were a hurdle. So they start introducing machinery into their own business model. And then when it was the second industrial revolution, when machinery was always there, so they started looking for unexplored areas. So they made a railroad network where they can bring their business to some unexplored area, maybe from east coast of North America to the west coast. And then it was third industrial revolution, where computers. Of course, computers was in third industrial revolution. When we saw our first computer, it was doing mere an accounting thing, maybe creating some accounts, some balance sheets, some P&L accounts, and everything okay. There was a very good software, namely Excel, as you all know. So Excel sheets were there. People used to do some data entry, create some good charts. Data visualization was there, and it was doing better. But our certain visionaries, especially the tech-driven visionaries like Mr. Bill Gates, Larry Page, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Narayan Murthy, Shiv Nadar, Ajit Premji, lot more to count. So all of these visionaries started investing into technology. As you all know that many of you people have heard about ChatGPT or OpenAI, what we are using. So this technology didn't got invented today. The work on this technology started 20-25 years back. And it took 20-25 years to develop that kind of technology, which was OpenAI. We used to know about this technology, that artificial intelligence will be there in future. We will be working on that. But you know what is the biggest surprise? Now it is there into our mobile. You can access OpenAI or ChatGPT into your own phone. So AI is there in your own hand. So there were certain visionaries who invested into this technology, and they have made this technology accessible for us. But what is expected from managers? Managers are supposed to be, in my words, managers are now supposed to be technagers. Although it's a new word, but technagers is something, a mix of management and technology. As I just told you, that if that young intern came to me and asking me to start investing into digital marketing, and since I opted his approach and I can at least figure it out that what was missing and where should I be investing more, then I can definitely increase my own business. But the thing is that this is not the only area, the digital marketing or maybe the marketing field, where the technology is required. Imagine a day you need to hire a person. Maybe you guys might be training certain HR managers over there. You want to hire a person. And my company published an advertisement that, okay, I want a programmer, maybe a marketing manager, maybe a sales manager, anyone. You know what problem I'm facing when I put a hiring? I basically publish it on Indeed or maybe Naukri.com, or there are a lot of companies which are publishing. When you apply for the job and I start looking for a candidate, then there's not a perfect match. What I expect that there are 10,000 CVs into my email. I want preferably take all those 5-10 CVs in which the candidate is exactly matching my requirement. Maybe not only your domain of expertise, your place of living, what is your expected salary, how early you can join, how much experience you have. Your experience should be relevant to my requirement, and the most important part is how reliable you are. This much information is required from my HR manager before hiring you guys. So the problem is this: if there are 10,000 CVs, and if I let a person sit on a computer and start working on all the received CVs, he would have been preparing an Excel. If he will be very technical person, that okay, this is an Excel file, sir, and there are some 10 CVs which are expecting this much salary. There are 10 CVs which have done BCom, BA, or BSc, whatever it is. But imagine a day if I have an artificial intelligence system which can read a CV, figure it out the precise metrics that what is required, and the AI can figure it out that these are the 10 candidates which will be the best suitable for you. They will be accepting whatever offer you will be giving them. Then how much my work will get reduced. And this is what I expect from my HR manager. Being a technocrat, being an innovator, if I suggested to my HR manager that Mr. XYZ can implement this kind of technology, then he or she will be asking me, sir, is it possible? Is it possible that can we do it that way, that AI can do this stuff, the AI can do that stuff? Is it possible? So at that time, being an entrepreneur, what I'm expecting from you guys, like a manager in this industry 4.0 is supposed to be accepting the new technology. He should have been driving this whole business model on the new era. And what is the new era? The new era of industry 4.0 basically lies on 4 things. You guys can even note it down if you wish to. First is connectivity, data, and computational power. Connectivity, data, and computational power. When you talk about connectivity, when you talk about data, when you talk about computational power, there are very key good keywords like cloud technology. Cloud technology, you guys may not be aware of that, or maybe a few people among you might be aware of that. Cloud technology reduced my company the cost of implementation of the infrastructure. Then there is internet. Internet, as sir have already said, that it is free. Definitely it is free and it is required. I want every information right now. As of now, if I can discuss that while I'm standing on this stage, my ad campaign is already running somewhere. And if I want to check that how many people are actually watching this program live, I want to have that internet technology into my mobile. So at least I can share this data that when I started this my speech, at that moment of time, approximately 1,22,000 people have watched this whole event. And now till after some 15-20 minutes, I know it will be more than 1,30,000 people who might have received the data or information about this whole event. So I want internet, I want to get updated, be updated all the time. Then there are sensors. Why sensors? Although it is a technical term. Let me tell you an interesting story of a gold mine in Africa. There was a gold mine in Africa. I cannot name that because these are some confidential data, and we used to study that data on from IEEE website kind of. To increase the production of that gold mine, and their owners or whoever the stakeholder of that gold mine, they were continuously figuring out or pressurizing their laborers to do more and more work every day. But then there was a manager. The manager came with some very good, interesting strategy. He came to the gold mine and asked that on the stakeholders to install sensors which were able to figure it out the level of oxygen into the gold mine. They started working on figuring out that how the oxygen levels were going down with every meter or maybe after a couple of feet. Then they started putting out some oxygen supplier or maybe giving some special apparatus to their laborers, and utilizing that small data, they were able to increase their gold extraction from that gold mine from 37%, and that was unimaginable. You know what is the best part? If a manager suggests this kind of thing to a business person or maybe the industry, he all of a sudden he become hotspot. That okay, this is the guy. This is the guy who can definitely change something. This is the guy who can definitely bring something new to me. And what do you expect? That person who will be having, the person who will be owning that gold mine, definitely he must be having some idea about that what the laborers are going through. They will be having some oxygen shortage, they will be having some other issues. But that manager came to him and told him that, sir, this can be a solution, let us figure it out, this thing. And immediately their production increased from some, whatever the levels were, from that level to 37%. So that is something where sensors start working. Then there was some analytics and intelligence. As I have already told you, about in this example that how digital marketing is affecting us every day. So this digital marketing all comes by data analytics. One of my very close friend, Dr. Stalin from Singapore Stock Exchange, he's chief data scientist over there. We were having very good discussion in an event in Odisha. He told me, sir, now we can predict pretty well, especially in this financial market, we can predict pretty well that when a company share will go down and when a company share will come up. And this is very important statistics. So if a person who is taking care of finances or maybe my finance manager, he must be aware about how to utilize the data. He should have been guiding me that, okay, this is required. He should have been guiding me. If I would have been asking that manager that, okay, this data is required from you, and at that moment of time, if the manager says me that, no, sir, I don't have much information, I don't know how to utilize the data, then definitely it will be a big fail. So data is very much important. Then there comes machine learning. Then there comes human machine interaction, where we talk about virtual reality. You might have heard of a lot of advertisement concepts, and new concepts are there. Maybe you might have seen a couple of videos also where a builder is showcasing his sample flats by providing an augmented reality or maybe a virtual reality headset, where a person who was supposed to buy a flat goes virtual into the flat, looks around, and he can see that whole furniture and flower pots and lighting, everything, without even putting anything over there. You can imagine. So that is how marketing concepts are changing in virtual reality. Then there is advanced engineering like 3D printing. As you guys already know, that 3D printing makes us very much capable to increase those spare parts which was not able to get produced in simplistic environment. So these are the four factors where we talk about connectivity, analytics, human machine intelligence, and advanced engineering. But I missed one thing: the showstopper. The showstopper of every event. You guys must have been interested into fashion shows. So the showstopper. Who is the showstopper? In Industry 4.0, the showstopper is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not supposed to be my topic. Artificial intelligence, yes, of course, it is very interesting thing. Very, very interesting thing. Let me tell you an example. Come on, someday, maybe a Saturday, I thought of something that today I should have apple pie. Apple pie sounds interesting. Apple pie, we might heard of that apple pie. But being an Indian, I don't even know how to make tea. Being an Indian, I have heard of that international dish apple pie, but I don't even know how to make a cup of tea. I may be good in making a cup of Maggi. That's fine. But how to make an apple pie? So what will I do? I will do, since I am an internet techie person, so what will I do? I will first of all open YouTube, figure it out how to make an apple pie. Maybe I will go with a couple of videos, or maybe some static websites where the recipe is given. I will start following the recipe and start making apple pie. So what do you think? How much percent of success will be there to make a good apple pie? Of course, it will be 0. I cannot make it. Even if I buy some, baking soda, although I'm not a cook, but baking soda, maybe apple or maybe corn flour, whatever it is, these are. So I can even fail when I'll put that whole recipe into the oven and I don't know how to set the temperature. So end of the day, after maybe 5 attempts, I can make an apple pie which will be tasting like hell. And end of the day, I will feel like, okay, I'm fine with this. And for the best part I will be doing, I'll be capturing a photo of that apple pie, putting it on my social media platform, and I'll be showing it to everyone that, okay, I made an apple pie. And then there will be thousands of likes. That is interesting, but this is a general scenario. I think so everybody of us, each one of us might have been doing this. But let's imagine AI in place of me. Let's imagine AI in place of me. AI, very interesting, as I told you that it is showstopper. What AI will do, if I'll ask, or maybe I'll put a robot over there into my kitchen and ask that robot to prepare apple pie, what he will do? He will first of all scan all the database on this globe that how to make an apple pie. He will read every single article in a fraction of a second. Then He will figure it out that what are the best combinations. He will do a lot of mathematical calculations that this should be the oven's temperature, how much millisecond it should have been baked, this kind of corn flour is required, that is required, this is required. And after precisely checking everything, likely categorizing, qualifying, quantifying, that how much butter should have been added, precisely should have been checking that this much milligram butter is required. It will have been checking that this much sugar is required. And after accessing all the resources, he will definitely make such a best apple pie, which will none of the chefs across the globe, I'm sure, none of the chefs across the globe can ever make that sort of tasty apple pie. Sounds interesting, very interesting. But you know, what is the problem? The darker side of that strategy. That when AI is good enough to learn the recipe of apple pie from across the globe, and the controlling thing is this, I have to tell that robot to make that apple pie. I have to tell that robot that make that apple pie. But what if someday robot himself start thinking that I should make, you know what, some Hyderabadi biryani. He himself decides. I'm out of there into the office. I came back to home and I saw Hyderabadi biryani for some 10,000 people. And like, what is this? AI is working. That is, you know, surprising part. Beyond making it funny, what is the other side? What is the other side? Expecting everyone to be mature enough. Because you guys are all teachers. Imagine AI thought of harassing someone. Now everyone's data is on internet. Let me tell you into a technical thing that if you keep a password on your website, that is merely some 8 or 10 digits, and it is into alphanumeric, as you all know, that some capital letters, some special letters, or blah blah blah, that kind of password. If you want to break that password using the most proven technology that is known as brute force algorithm, it will take millions of years to break that password. Millions of years, a man or a woman to break that password. Millions of years. But now there is a very special computer, namely quantum computer. I'm sure you guys might have heard of that. Quantum computer can break that password within few milliseconds. It can break. So let's start the story. AI have decided to harass someone. So what AI will do? It will run your phones, it will check your data, it will collect everything from globe about you, your bank account, your details, your social media handles, your friends, your whatever it is. Even a hacker is not required. Because AI have decided to harass you. And there is no authority to control that fellow. So it is dark, it is good. But AI is part of our life. It is there into our pocket. We are utilizing it. Even when I'm talking to you, will you believe that is stuff that whatever statement I am giving from this mic, it is being recorded into your phones. You don't even know about that. And there is an agency, there is a company, maybe Meta, maybe Google, or maybe any other company, is already listening that data, and you will get those kind of similar ads or posts or whatever details are on your mobile phone immediately. After this event, you can check it. It is listening, it is doing everything around you. So the point is this, that of course we are living into an era where the technology, what used to be a science fiction, is now there into our pocket. So what is the role of a manager? A manager is there who should be allowing the business person to leverage that data, leverage the technology. Another interesting example, let me tell you, very interesting thing, that I posted an ad into Meta platform. That ad was stating something like ignite your community business. It's a very simple English statement. Anybody can understand. Meta people are having an AI on their own server. They blocked my ad. And I received a notice from Meta people that your ad is against the community standards, and they blocked my whole company. That now we cannot run the ad. And I sent them an email that okay, this ad is very straightforward. What is the problem? ignite your community business. What is the problem? But their AI engine was good enough to identify there were few words, ignite, community. So ignite community can be a dangerous thing. So they immediately blocked my ad and sent me a notice. Now the problem is this, it's not the only thing which is the problem. The problem is this, I am sending emails to Meta people and there are managers sitting on the other side. They are receiving my email, they are redressing my grievance, but they are being governed by AI. They are not ready to understand that the ad was not against the community standard. They are still accepting what was the decision made by an AI thing over there. So AI have decided that this company is not good enough. This company is playing against the human emotions. So let's stop this company. And whatever thing I am playing, whatever thing I am doing to remove that ban from my company, their managers are not listening to me. They are listening to that very interesting AI person. And now the problem is that when I asked my marketing person that what about the language you use in that ad, he said, sir, I don't know. You should better go and ask it to Meta people. So do you think so? Mark Zuckerberg will be answering me? No, he will not be answering me. He will also be trusting on AI. This is what the technology is doing in Industry 4.0 for the business and for the everyone. So what managers are supposed to do? I have basically figured it out something that leading companies' digital transformation efforts and ensuring that organization is using advanced technology effectively. What is required from you managers or maybe the students what you will be training, that you should have been giving training to the students in such a manner that there will be technology. You guys are supposed to accept that mindset, not the skills. If a guy learn ChatGPT or maybe any other thing, which is good, maybe digital marketing, you should not only learn the skill, you should accept that mindset that now whatever decisions or whatever plans we will be providing to the management or maybe the stakeholders should be technology driven. This is expected. Then developing a diverse and agile workforce that includes both human and automated workers. We are supposed to accept this thing that in future we will be working with humans and machines. And this is going to be, I'm sure for this. Then there will be creating a culture of innovation and continuous learning. As I've already told you, if there would be two managers into my company, one is having a traditional knowledge about the marketing and another manager, another maybe intern is having something good knowledge about the digital marketing. Whom should I prefer? That intern who is having good knowledge about the digital marketing stuff. And the very core or very important stuff is this: navigating ethical and legal issues related to new technologies. I don't want my managers to be unknown about the technology. If there is such kind of issue that AI have blocked my ad, then my managers are supposed to know that what was the root cause and how to fight that legally. But this is what is expected. This is what is expected from the managers. So these are the expectations which is required, and how I should figure it out, this whole thing, this industry 4.0, that do we truly need managers in white collar sectors, or are we seeking something more? You know, white collar managers wearing that my kind of white shirt, wearing a good tie and coming to me that I am a manager. Do we need that? No, I want managers who are technically good enough. I want managers who can suggest me about new technologies. I want managers who are good engineers. I want that kind of managers. Because this is industry 4.0. I am supposed to do that. And is the capacity to manage a task sufficient when majority of the labor is done via technology? I'm not sure, but you guys have heard about a very interesting tool, Canva. Canva is a software, artificial intelligence software. It can design your ads into a minute. You just write down something and it creates very efficient designs. It even checks your database, it even checks your presence on internet. It creates very efficient design. So do I really need designers? No, I don't. Another important thing. I asked someone, expert of database technology, that fellow was having very good experience in database thing. I asked that fellow that I have developed some software, can you do the database audit for me? And he said me that, okay, yes, I'll come to your company. Okay, I respect you. I'll come to your company. I am quite busy. He was earning very good salary, some 30-35 lakh package. He was earning somewhere else. I asked him several times that can you help me to audit my database? Every time he was denying or maybe making some excuses. So what I did one day, I just copied my code and posted it on ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to do the audit. In a fraction of a second, he told me that ChatGPT thing told me that what are the problems in your database and how you should fix that. You know what happened at that very moment? A person's job of 35 lakh get lost. A person's job of 35 lakh get lost. Why? Because next time I will hire a fresher and ask him to better learn the ChatGPT rather than learning the database. That's how Industry 4.0 is moving. And that's what is required. We can't be unaware of the fact. We should learn in this era. We should learn in this era. Don't ever close your eyes. Don't ever close your ears. Don't ever close your senses. Learn with everything. Learn what is happening around you. Just don't attain the degree. Or just don't train your students to be a manager. Ask them to be technicians. Ask them to go with the technology because the time is changing. And trust me, Industry 5.0, which will be fourth industrial revolution, where machines will be sitting next to you. Machines will be sitting next to you. And they will be doing maximum of their stuff. And humans will be required for their creativity and some special human angle only. Nothing else will be required. And as we have already discussed that what happened exactly in first industrial revolution, second and third, you know what happened? Everybody tells a good story, but let me tell you a bad story about that also. In the first industrial revolution, they replaced humans with machines. The thing was already there. In the second industrial revolution, when it happened into America, they created railroad networks and standardization. The focus was on business, not on the mankind. In the third industry, the third revolution, digital revolution, when accounting basically become a managerial thing or the computer thing, then who lost the job? Accountants. So now the fourth is there. What exactly happened behind all these revolutions are the gap between the rich and poor started increasing with every revolution. You know what is going to happen in Industry 4.0 and 5.0? Low skills, low pay. High skills, high pay. So all of you guys are advised to attain as much as skills, as much as you can. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Keep my word. I will be finishing it very soon. Let me tell you once another example. Cipla, you might have heard of that drug manufacturing company. Cipla, we might have bought some medicines over there. Cipla was facing very challenges, rising challenges about pricing cut, growing competition, a lot of things Cipla was facing. They are having a very good plant in Indore, MP. Cipla Indore, very excellent plant they are having. So since they were their business was continuously going down and they were not able to do with all the traditional approaches, they were not able to figure it out that how it should have been done. They hired a person, I think Geetika, Dr. Geetika or something, CTO. That Dr. Geetika joined the company as CTO and they deployed a system, digital automation analytics. As the name sounds interesting, the system was also interesting. They implemented Industry 4.0 standards into Cipla factory over there, and there are 22 delivery centers across the India where they started using artificial intelligence and IoT and other these technologies what I've already mentioned. In only 1 year, they were able to reduce cost of their products 26%. It is huge. It is really huge. 26% reduction in cost, and then productivity got increased by 23%. Then the quality of their medicines got improved by 300%. And the most important part, which is the basically riding factor for every industrial revolution, which is basically the biggest riding factor for every industrial revolution, that is the demand. What is the demand for nowadays? The demand is climate, green energy, renewable energy. So Cipla plant was able to reduce their energy requirement by 28%. That is how Industry 4.0 have made a difference in industry. And there is a company, namely McKinsey. Hope so. I hope so. You guys might have heard of that company. That is one of the biggest consultancies across the globe. McKinsey had come up with a solution named the Golden Lighthouse Project, Global Lighthouse Project, where they are promoting all those industries which are ready to deploy Industry 4.0 standards there into their own production environment. So teachers, or maybe the students, or maybe the members, or the attendees who are sitting behind this camera, let me conclude my speech. The future is now. We are living it right now. Whatever we have thought of that this is science fiction, this may never happen, but it is there. There was a movie years back, Star Wars. I'm not sure who has seen that or not. Star Wars movie. There was a robot, a small robot. His name was Android. Can you guess now everybody is having Android? Yes, of course, their phones are having Android operating system. The future is now. It is there into your pocket. And to be a better manager or to at least make a better manager, start opting, start learning more, be more tech savvy, and start connecting your education, your learning with upcoming expectations. Start connecting. Do not just go with the papers only. Do not just go with the books only. Start figuring it out that what is required and how should have been done. Right? What we are expecting from the industry, the change makers. I will be, I'm not sure, maybe today or maybe 5 years next or maybe somewhere else. Maybe one of you or maybe one of your students will come to me with a cutting edge technology idea. Sir, implementing this idea will help you out to figure it out these kind of losses. And you know who will be the person? I will be proudly saying that that is the next gen manager and he will be the technician. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for an enlightening remarks. It was full of enthusiasm. It always seems impossible until it's done. On this note, let's conclude a remarkable, memorable first day of International Faculty Development Program. On behalf of the Institute, I sincerely thank all the dignitaries and the keynote speaker for being with us and enlightening us with their enthusiastic remarks and presence. We shower our heartfelt gratitude to each and every, all the committees and committee members who directly or indirectly contributed in executing the entire program. Special mention to Dr. Jeshu Datta ma'am and Dr. Pradeep Mishra for executing this program on a very smooth and motivating note. Again, it was wonderful to have you all on this first day of International Faculty Development Program. Thank you from the bottom of our heart for spending your valuable time. So hold on to your memories for this program and keep moving for a better tomorrow. Until we meet again, we bid all adieu, head held high in pride. Thank you so much for your presence, guys. Are instructed to please be seated